Eric, I filmed my phone and welcome to another video. Today we are going to be reacting to Puberty 2 by Mitski. I'm really excited to get into this project. I reacted to Be the Cowboy like last month and it was so exciting. Like, I very much enjoyed it and it seemed like you all seemed to enjoy my reaction to it. So I figured let's dive more into Mitski's discography, and Puberty 2 was definitely the most requested of those. So I'm really excited to see what she has to share on this album. Again, like Be the Cowboy, it's pretty short with just over 30 minutes, but it is 11 songs, so that short song continuation will happen. Though it looks like there are a lot more like songs that are 3 minutes and over that would be like, you know, closer to a standard amount of time. But overall, I'm really excited to get into it. I've really kind of gotten into more Be the Cowboy. Post-reaction, washing machine heart runs in my head all the darn time. So I'm hoping we get some cool sounds on it. I hope we get also stuff that I haven't heard and didn't expect from Mitski. It's Mitski, so I'm sure that will happen. Anyways, let's get into it. Track number 1 is Happy. Oh, okay. Giving us some feedback at the beginning. It'll all be okay. That's what someone said. You laid me down and I felt happy. Oh, that visceral sensation. Oh, this production here feels very ominous. I'll make no more use of my heart when there's no you. Okay, here's some rock elements coming through. Oh, percussion is now here. There's empty cups of tea from when they sipped it earlier. Oh, that's a like evolution of the sound. Oh, feels like we're having a breakdown production, and I'm a fan. Oh, is that like cheering? Oh, ominous. So that was Happy, and what a way to start this album. Like, we're starting off deep. We're going in deep to this record. And so this song is pretty much just about like, oh, personifying happy and, you know, it being like, you know, a potential like lover, and being like projecting that happiness is like that person is just happiness. And then when they leave you, you're like, well, take this heart anyway because I won't have any use for it after you're gone. I find that really interesting, especially the line of like the cleaning up, like they have to clean up the mess that Happy left. And I don't know, it just hits a little bit. And I expect to get personally attacked in the very first song of this album, but here we are. Sonically, I very much enjoy it. It's a good time. Like, apparently she was trying to emulate a sort of like train rumble kind of vibe. And I definitely got that. It definitely feels very rock, but like also like not like, oh, like, but like, you know, soft rock kind of vibes. And I enjoy it. It's a good time. It definitely gets me excited for the rest of the album. Track number 2 is Dan the Dancer. Oh, it seems like the rock is continuing. Her voice is beautiful, but with this production I can't tell what she's saying. Oh, the drums are picking up. Oh, she just started belting. Oh, she made it minimal for just a second. Oh, those are some raw synths coming through. Bedroom dancer too? Is that what she's saying? Ooh. Rock distortion guitar. Okay. So that was Dan the Dancer. And wow, that was lovely. Like, I looked up lyrics because I couldn't understand any of them. And I just dived into them. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like so interesting. Because like apparently the song in The Dancer is about like this fictional character where this guy named Dan, he has both of his hands like hanging on a cliff, and he has let go one of his hands to like hold on to her hand. He's still hanging on to the cliff. Apparently it's not a situation in which like she could help him get out of having to hold onto a cliff and like get up back to solid ground, but like that's the situation we're dealing with. He ends up like when they're done with their romance for the day, like he waves goodbye and like he's still holding on to that cliff and like he could die at any moment. And like it also talks about like he had never shown like his dancing that he did in his bedroom, which is like kind of like the dancing like nobody's watching kind of vibe, and like she would never know that she was the first person that he had ever shown that side of him before. And so like that's like really like cool. Like just reading the lyrics is really nice. I really like the production. It didn't hit me as deeply as Happy, but I think like again prior to this reaction, like when I reacted to Be the Cowboy, definitely headphones was a must, and I feel like headphones is a must to fully incorporate myself into this album as well. Track number 3 is Once More to See You. Okay, so we're slow for just a sec. Okay, so a little longer than a sec, and again, she's singing in a way I can't decode. We don't have reputations. Be with me, alone with me. Ooh. This has an old-timey feel, a little bit like slow dancey. Once More to See You. There's that desperation there. So that was Once More to See You, and we're getting into Sad Girl Hours with Mitski. Classic. This song is about a love that's not going to last. Like there's some distance between them. They can't, you know, be publicly together. And it seems like her lover is not like the commitment type, or not interested in committing right now. And that's really unfortunate because it seems like Mitski really wants like a full love, a pure love, and that's not what she's getting. And yeah, like apparently I was incorrect. It is, we do have reputations, and that's what's keeping them like distant. I thought it might be, you know, a more romantic song. It can happen. I know there are some happier tints in Mitski's music on occasion, generally speaking, no. And this kind of fits the general rule. It's a nice song. It's definitely a little slower, and so it definitely didn't grab me immediately, but it is still very pretty, and I definitely can see like the emotion that is being given to us. On Genius, apparently someone said that the undercurrent of this album is that love often makes us feel more alone than we ever were before, and that's a big oof. Like, we're gonna be dealing with that for the rest of the album. Track number 4 is Fireworks. Oh, this is interesting percussion right here. Oh, and then it has this really cool guitar riff. I will forget how to cry. I will go jogging routinely. Clash with Punisher and Chinese Satellite. You'll pull out the knife in your side without questioning? That's not a good idea. I'll listen to the memories as they cry, cry, cry. Oh my gosh. The gentleman silence won't say a word. You'll hear fireworks in the summer. It makes sense. Oh, does she have a negative experience with the 4th of July? So that was fireworks, and wow, first of all, sonically, love the song. Like, I think this one is going to be a track I listen to regularly. It's a nice, classy song that, I don't know, I just really vibe with. And lyrically, it's about depression. So, you know, I'm going to vibe with that too. Yeah, like, I really enjoy this song. Like, there's a lot of images, the being married to silence, like, I hear fireworks and I'll listen to the memories as they cry. There's a lot of nostalgia in the song, and it's really nice because I like nostalgia. But there's also a lot of like numbing, and there's like depression and like a lot of mental health issues. And I might be bold to also say that the fireworks and memories as they cry might also symbolize some violence that was in our country, or how the founding of our country, you know, is on stolen land and all of that, like with the 4th of July being the case. Like, that might be a stretch, and I'll like allow that to be considered a stretch. But like, especially with the next track being called Your Best American Girl, I'm sure she's thought critically about like themes of nationalism as well. And it's also about like growing up, and also like that disillusionment like this album feels like, especially with like Puberty 2, like it's the title. So I wouldn't be surprised if that has like another meaning of that, not just like, oh, I remember fireworks and how they make me think of you. But overall, yes, a lovely track that I'm definitely going to be enjoying hearing and already want to listen to again. Track number 5, Your Best American Girl. Okay, starting off pretty minimal so far. If I could, I would kiss your fingers forever. Oh. Yeah, this definitely gives me once more to see you energy. I'm definitely having the same issue of I can't tell what she's saying right now. Oh, we've exploded into rock. I think I do. You think you do what? I'm trying to be your best American girl. Oh, we're just getting this nice like guitar solo. I'm vibing with it. Ooh, I love it when they do guitars where it's like in, out. Oh, we get to hear that distortion again. I'm a sucker for that. So that was Your Best American Girl. And what a lovely track. First of all, it sounds like indie rock, which is, you know, sonically a genre that I hadn't fully gotten into, but now here I am, and I am enjoying it for sure. Lyrically, the song is not as much of commentary on like American politics or American society as much, but rather like being raised with different backgrounds. Mitski being, you know, Japanese, I believe half Japanese specifically, but like, you know, having a different upbringing with her mother, like traveling with her pretty much, and, you know, raising her different than the love interests like mother may have. And like, that's such an interesting like thing. It's like, you're an all-American boy and I couldn't help but try to be your American girl. And like, that's like kind of how it is. You try to make things work. You might change aspects of yourself to try to fit more neatly into your partner's life, but, you know, at the end of the day, you might be too different for like the relationship to work. Like, opposites attract, but like if you're that much of an opposite, or, you know, just different, like there might be points at which you guys can't mesh well. And so it seems like they don't like dislike each other or anything like that. Like, it seems like it's just like it's not meant to be. And yeah, I think that's what I find really interesting about Mitski's music, is that most of the time I feel like her like ex relationship people, like in the songs at least, like it doesn't always seem like that person is bad. like objectively speaking. Like in Your Best American Girl, it doesn't seem like he, the all-American boy, like is like a problem. It's just like, oh, just can't be her person, and that's sad. But like, I mean, I know there are some times where like it's a little iffy, but like I like that she's being like very mature about like this song just feels very mature. Like, oh, we just can't make it work. Track number 6 is I Bet on Losing Dogs. This sounds almost like a little lullaby. Baby, my baby. Seems like she's talking to a love interest. I'll be looking in their eyes when they're down, when they're losing. I'm losing by their side. All solidarity. Is that a key change and a whole switch up? Okay. I want to feel it. She's that numb. She needs to just feel that sense of loss. Someone to watch me die. Oh, she wants that type of companion. Ooh, this production and the song lyrics I can make out. Very ominous. So that was I Bet on Losing Dogs, and that was, you know, filled with like metaphor. And the losing dogs are like failed relationships. That makes sense. And like she's still gonna bet on them even though she knows they're not gonna work out. And like she wants at least there to be that mutual like, hey, if you're feeling down, I'm here for you. Hope that when I'm down, you're there to take care of me. That type of energy as well. So it kind of talks about like what her general patterns, or at least the, you know, the character that she's speaking from. Like, it seems like this is the general trend of the relationships she goes through, as well as like what she's actually hoping for in a relationship. Sonically, it's definitely something that needs headphones and re-listen. Like, it's good, like I enjoy it, but it's definitely not like the same type of production that I think like Your Best American Girl or like Fireworks, like those ones hit harder for me. Like they do that, you know, big switch up here, like for I Bet on Losing Dogs, but like, yeah, I think I need to have that experience again. Track number 7, My Body's Made of Crushed Little Stars. Ooh, that is chaos. Okay, I could hear her say the song title. I want to see the whole world. Would you kill me in Jerusalem? What? I should tell them I'm not afraid to die. I'll pick an age when I'm going to disappear. How do we get from the chaos that we just had to like this nice pure sound? So that was My Body's Made of Crushed Little Stars, and wow. Tell me why the whole song is playing in my head right now and I'm enjoying it. Like, oh, that gives me some 2000s like pop, punk, rock like vibes. Like, oh my gosh, why don't we get that regularly nowadays? Like, ooh, like, the song is fun. I don't care that it mentions like self-death, content warning, suicide several times. Like, it's kind of fun. And like I want to see the whole world. I don't know how I'm gonna pay what, but I want to see the whole world. Like, it's a vibe. It's definitely a vibe. And I should tell them I'm not afraid to die in like the interview. Like, I love the exaggeration in this song. I actually think that like the I should tell them I'm not afraid to die is not as much a whole reference of like the suicide. Like, clearly there is like reason to believe that that's the case, but I also think that like, you know, capitalism really will work you until you're dead if you let them. And so, like, I think, saying you're not afraid to work like long hours, be put under immense pressure, that you work better under a deadline. Like, yeah, like I think that is like an, exposing of our economic system. But also I definitely see, the mental illness coming through. And I guess you don't enjoy My Body's Made of Crushed Little Stars if you are completely mentally stable. Good for you. Like, good for you. You didn't make it to this far in the video, probably, if that's the case. But, like, yeah, I like it. It's interesting because, like, it's like the Stardust thing, but then it's like, oh, but I'm doing absolutely nothing with that. And so, like, there's a lot. It's, like, really interesting. It's very compact. This is the first song on this album that's under 2 minutes, and we'll have 2 more of those coming soon. But, like, yeah, like, it definitely gets me pumped for those. My adrenaline is pumping. Track number 8, Thursday Girl. Ooh, this is very ambient. Take it all, please. Does that refer to like the heart from before? Unhappy. Oh, I like the tick 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 that's been added here. Glory to the night. Ooh, this guitar is coming through. Oh, someone please tell me no. Oh. Ooh, this like instrumental with like her like humming or singing something right now. Love it. Ooh, the ticking stopped. Does that mean something? So that was Thursday Girl, and that was an interesting song. Like, definitely, whiplash from My Body's Made of Crushed Little Stars. And Thursday Girl is about, engaging in self-destructive behavior. Classic Mitski, and classic of what we listen to on this channel. It's just classic. And basically she's just asking someone that she loves and trusts to tell her no, to stop that cycle. Like, because it's clear that she could not stop herself from that, so she's hoping that someone can help her break that cycle. And that cycle can be difficult to break, and if you've gone through that cycle before, or you're currently in that, there are ways to get help. There are resources definitely available, and I hope that, you're living your best life and that you're not hurting yourself in any way. I do not understand why it's called Thursday Girl, so if someone would like to let me know down in the comments below, that would be most appreciated. Sonically, I like it. It definitely is, a quieter, calmer song. So definitely is a song I'm going to need to listen in headphones to fully appreciate it. Track number 9 is A Loving Feeling. Ooh, we're bringing back some fast rock. Oh, the loving feeling is when you're all alone. Telling each other it's all good when you're making I'm staying here late just in case you come and ask to leave. Oh, I love this rock burst. Ooh. A sudden burst to end this short song. So that was A Loving Feeling, and this interlude-like track definitely harkens back to some other thoughts on the album, like Once More to See You is probably the clearest one, because it's, talking more about a secret relationship. You're holding hands under the table, you're meeting up in your bedroom, and you're hoping that they'll ask if you want to leave with them. And if it makes her happy, we're all in support. But if it doesn't, and it doesn't seem like it does, then I hope she's in a place where she's not dealing with that. Well, we are in a pandemic, so that might be especially difficult. The idea of what do you do with a loving feeling when the loving feeling makes you feel all alone? Like, she's caught feels for this person, that person does not have feelings for her, and that's really sad. It can definitely happen when you have those types of casual relationships. So, like, I'm glad that this is like 5 years ago and she's probably not still dealing with that. The I'm staying up late line, especially just in case like you asked to leave with me, definitely reminds me of the more recent folklore from August. I cancel my plans just in case you call and say meet me behind the mall. I don't know, those read very similar to me. So, like, you know, if you haven't checked out Taylor Swift's folklore yet, you probably should. I feel like I make so many references on my channel to it, and I feel like those lines are just so similar. And also about very similar topics as well, so you might enjoy it. Track number 10 is Crack Baby. Okay, we have that ticking type drum again. "20 years trying to fill the void." Girl, weren't you like 25 when you made this? You don't know what you want. Ooh, that's hard in a relationship. This song I already know is gonna sound a lot better in headphones. Ooh, some of those timbres just sound so distinct. You know you had it once, but you don't know what it is that it was. Ooh, she's singing out loud, much louder. You know that you want it. You need it bad. White horses running through your hollow bones. Ooh, is that storm sounds? Okay. Is that a storm? Is that like the sound that I'm hearing? So that was Crack Baby, and that was an interesting song. I definitely don't know what the sonic components at the end of the song were, but please let me know if that is a storm. Like, I don't really know. I'm seeing at the bottom of my screen that it says this album's produced by Dead Oceans, and then also that like it's been raining on and off outside today, so like that's why it's on my mind. But it could be, I was thinking almost like a bowling alley and like the pins getting hit. I don't know, so please let me know what you think it is or what you know it is. Otherwise, the sounds of it are definitely something I'm going to have to listen through with headphones. It definitely feels like a song that will sound a lot better in headphones. And like, I do enjoy it sonically right now, but like, I feel like it was made for intensive listening. Lyrically, the song's actually really interesting. I didn't realize it. I thought it was just like being like, oh, this person's like fully addicted to like, you know, drugs. But like, I also just didn't really know what a crack baby was. I'm sorry, considering me uneducated there for a moment. But like, apparently a crack baby is not like a baby who did like crack or someone who's done crack for most of their life, but apparently it was someone who was like a fetus and like, you know, growing inside their pregnant mother, and like the mother did cocaine at some point, and so the baby has like a natural addiction and withdrawal symptoms, like they experience those symptoms without ever having actually done the drug themselves. And that's so like interesting. So it's like, you don't know what you want, but you know that you want it and you had it once. So like, that's so, I'm sorry, that's just so interesting to me. Like, that's so interesting. Like, wow, I'm kind of like speechless about that. Like, that's an interesting way to compare it to like, you know, relationships and, you know, wanting that love, is that you felt like you had a flicker of it maybe in like some fling or something that was like toxic, so you're still kind of like chasing after those same like toxic people. And like, you know, the difference also just between like the happiness and the high that you get from a drug and like the happiness you get from like, you know, more natural ways and more sustainable ways, and like how sometimes love isn't the natural way. Sometimes it can like verge a little bit towards like the toxic, like, oh, with the actual drug that will, you know, put your life in jeopardy kind of drug and happiness. And so that's just so interesting. I'm sorry, I'm just still like kind of mind blown and like thinking about that concept. Something I'm going to be thinking about for definitely at least a few minutes after this video is completely wrapped up. Track number 11, last track on this album, A Burning Hill. And this song is just under 2 minutes, so it'll take us out. Oh, definitely took more time to fade in than the previous 2 like short tracks. Oh, raw guitar. You can hear it like squeaking. I am a forest fire. Ooh, liability referencing. I will wear my white button down. I'll go to work and I'll go to sleep. Capitalism. Oh. And just like that, it just totally fades out. So that was A Burning Hill, and what a way to end the album. Like, it's very, you know, chill, it's very acoustic, but like there's a lot of meaning in just like that 1 minute and 50 seconds. Like, it seems like it's a moving on, like she's leaving this person, this toxic, very consuming relationship, and she's like, I've had self-destructive tendencies, but now I'm seeing it from the outside and I'm like, oh, this is bad, I'm gonna leave and you're not really coming with me. And then she's like, I'm gonna put on my white button down, I'm gonna look neat, and even though there might be a forest fire raging inside of me, even if I have like this mental illness, I'm gonna look nice, presentable, like clean, like that I'm thinking clearly and neatly, and that ultimately things will get better, and that she'll love the littler things in life. And while that might not be as, you know, fulfilling as, you know, that consuming relationship, like it's definitely a lot healthier for her, and, you know, I appreciate her setting those boundaries. Sonically, there's not much to tell. It's definitely a very acoustic track. Definitely fits with the album artwork. Like, I feel like pretty much every song on this album, even if they all are so sonically different, they work together on the same album, and they all fit with like the cover. In terms of like the colors I see in my head when I listen are a lot of that, like that black or that gold, like in the album cover. And so like it's nice to see that. Like, I definitely got the forest fire, like sounds a little bit like Liability, which I know was released after this record, but like it's nice to have like these feelings and references to other artists that I've listened to for years. And like, yeah, it's definitely a really nice calm way to end the album and see about a potentially hopeful ending. With that, we have finished this album, and I have to say, I am so happy that I got into this project. Like, Mitski, like, with Be the Cowboy, I was a little, after, like, my very first listen, I was like, I think I like this, but I need more time with it. And it's grown on me so much. It really has. This isn't just because, like, the video does well. It's like, oh, like, I listen to it, and I just start liking some songs more. And I can see this one growing a lot on me as well. Like, I can already tell, maybe because I've gotten the Mitski feeling before, that, like, I will like this. Like, yeah, I think I'm going to enjoy most, if not all, of this album. Like, you know, she's really dealing with mental illness, and that tends to be the types of albums that I love to listen to. I don't know why. I'm sure there are studies out there that are like, why do we like to listen to sad music? And I will say, generally speaking, that I also really do like happy music, so don't take this as like, oh, I only listen to the most depressing bops. But like, depressing bops are still bops, and like, we have to give credit to Mitski for that. But yeah, I'm really excited to, you know, listen to this, and if you have any other Mitski recommendations or other similar artists, I'd be happy to take a listen. Like, she knows what she's doing. Like, she understands, like, her own psychosis and her own neuroses, and it ends up feeling very relatable, even if there are some very like lush metaphors that aren't, you know, as particularly applicable to our everyday life. But yeah, I'm overall very pleased with this album, and I can't wait to turn off the camera and give it another listen. With that said, here are some of my favorites to the top tier, the standouts, the ones I'm going to be listening to over and over again. Songs in the middle are the songs I like. I'll add them to my playlist, but they might not be the top of the top. And then the songs at the bottom are not really my thing. Doesn't mean they're a bad song, doesn't mean they can't be your favorite song. It just means it's not for me. Like, that can happen. It does happen. And that's okay, we're all human with different opinions. If you like this video, please like it, just comment down below what you'd like me to react or listen to next. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already and you'd like to be. And thanks for watching. This is TurtleStormer. Catch you later. It's storming turtles from out of the sky. Turtles, don't need to know why. Just smile big, open your eyes. It's storming turtles, it's storming turtles from out of the sky. Turtles, don't need to know why. Just smile big, open your eyes.